what I find interesting is we've talked about that problem with other shows in the past where, we've talked about it on Enterprise. We talked about it on, I think we probably talked about it on Discovery and Picard, in that if you took away the Star Trek branding, would this show be able to stand on its own, or is the branding doing all the work? This show, I think, is different because I don't 100% know if that's fair to say about it, because the point of it is that it's a Star Trek comedy.
Yeah.
So it inherently is built to live and reference inside the world of Star Trek. And I know I talked about earlier the difference between it being Galaxy Quest, where all the jokes are referential to the thing and being something else, or Riding the Line. And I feel like if you're riding the line, yeah, you are going to be making Star Trek branded jokes that don't work in anything else other than Star Trek.
Well, what if you Galaxy Quested this show? You stripped out all branding of it. Do you think it's still successful in that case? Does it work? Would this episode work if it was not explicitly Star Trek?
I think there'd be like a season and a half on Fox, and then it would end in its third season on Hulu.
Yeah. Yeah.
Shots fired.
Well, here's the thing. As you're saying, is this different, and are the expectations appropriate to be different for this because it's an animated show? That in some ways feels like it's simply filler to fill time. Filler sounds insulting, but I don't. It's literally filler for them to fill CBS All Access until they can get consistent shows under the Star Trek brand that they consider to be like the canonical, true Star Trek brands, like Picard and Discovery and stuff. I think you can do that for this show. So I guess to your point, I don't hold the references against this show as strongly as I do against Picard, where I feel that it's kind of a waste of time for Picard to be so referential to previous Star Trek and to like they can't break free of that shell and tell a new story, where this one seems designed to totally exist in that world. And that's okay with me, I think.
Yeah. No, I agree. I think intention is a big thing you got to think about with this, and the intention here is definitely to exist in that world, be referential but not deferential, I guess is a way to say it, and still tell its own stories. And I think maybe episodes 2, 3, and 4 are all just Klingon Batleth jokes for 25 minutes. I don't know, but or it's. I mean, if every episode is Hot Banana for 20 minutes, I'm happy to keep coming back. But yeah, it's really, I don't know what people are looking for if they can watch Discovery and specifically Picard and be so enamored with it that they can't acknowledge the fact that if you took Star Trek off the helm, it would just completely collapse under the weight of its shittiness.
Yeah.
But with something like this, it's all of a sudden it's like a crutch. You know what I mean?
Yes.
I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah. I think it does get away with something by being animated. Like the concept of this show is to be referential, really. And I'll say that, but at the same time, if all this turns into is just Star Trek jokes, that's not a show that's going to last for a very long time. However, within the concept there of, like, people are going to say it's too much like Rick and Morty, but it needs to adopt some of that Rick and Morty thing of where it just draws in influences from everywhere, and it's just like, now we're going to make fun of this sort of concept, and this isn't really even a Star Trek thing, but it's a sci-fi thing that we think is kind of funny and that can work in this world.
I mean, I think you do have the opportunity, if you want to lean more into the Rick and Morty style of handling stuff. You've got 50 years worth of tropes and storylines that you can lean into without being. You can do it smartly, and it can work without really drawing a ton of attention to it. Like if they did a send up of Inner Light or something. Right. But then at the beginning of the episode, you have somebody make a comment about how this is just like that thing that happened that time on the Enterprise. Then, okay, that doesn't work. Yeah. But if you do the Rick and Morty thing where it's like they take the concept and they kind of just like really grind into it, then I think, you've got a lot of potential there.
Yeah. They just remake every single episode of all the series just in a comedic manner. Just take the plot and sort of strip it away. And
seriously, if you just went into the first season of TNG, Deep Space Nine, and Voyager alone, you could just do like the airplane thing where you just use the same script.
It's 80 series, 80 seasons of Lower Decks. Yeah, basically.
Yeah.
No, it's true. I'm interested in this one.
What were the Lower Decks guys doing when that Pandora's box squid ghost came to Deep Space Nine that one time? You know.
Oh, the ghost candles that these guys can have sex with.
Hell yeah.